Well, Ottawa is introducing an ambitious program aimed at cutting down on plastic waste. Reusable containers are already being rolled out at grocery stores, and customers can take these, use them, and then bring them back at no cost. Joining us this morning with more is Joanne St. Godard. She is the Executive Director of the Circular Innovation Council. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Good morning.
Okay, you brought in some of these containers. Explain to us what we're looking at and how this works in the grocery store.
These are actually the containers that the grocery stores have actually chosen. And what's really unique, and I want to say right up front about this program, is that these are grocery stores that have come together that have actually chosen these containers. And the intention is for them to share them, which is really what makes this new initiative unique from any other reuse program that exists at the moment. So these three containers actually took us about 6 months to work with them to decide. They get to choose where in store they want to apply the containers. Some have chosen the deli, some have chosen the salad bar, etc. And the whole idea is that as a consumer, I can go in and I will see one of these containers or all three of them in the grocery store that I tend to shop to, take them home, and if I choose a different grocery store, I'll be able to bring them back. So it's about a circulation and a shared system between them.
And are they dishwasher safe? Do they cost you extra?
They are dishwasher safe and actually microwave safe as well. Those are two characteristics that were really important to the grocery stores. And in fact, the whole program is free as long as the consumer actually brings the container back and returns them to either the grocery store they shop at and or some of the restaurants who are now participating in the program as well. So the whole idea is to build scale and to have common containers between where I eat, where I shop, any food service in Ottawa. It is free as long as you bring it back within 14 days. And if you don't, then we will charge you $10. You can effectively consider yourself purchasing a container. But even then, if you change your mind and on the 20th day you want to bring it back, then we will reimburse you as well. So free as long as you participate.
And then explain to me, Joanne, how this works. So do the stores then hang on to these, and what do they do with them if that's the case? Or is the idea that I refill them?
So you bring them back to the stores, and we have bins in all the grocery stores that are participating as well as the restaurants, and you drop your container there, and then you'd go in and you can use another container. The stores then have a system that we've built for them where the containers that are dirty will get picked up and sanitized and then recirculated again. The other important partner to this program is the City of Ottawa as well, and the city is going to actually use their parks, bus stops, other places in the city where customers that are maybe commuting to work can actually find a drop bin as well. So the whole idea of the program is to try to make it as convenient and free for the consumer, again, as long as they participate.
And I guess I'm trying to compare it to maybe like the bottle program that we used to see, like Pick a Pop, where I grew up, was where you'd bring the bottles back and you could buy reused ones as well, but it was the responsibility of the place to take care of the cleaning and the
exactly
reusing.
The same. It's exactly the same. So it's the responsibilities of the grocery stores and the restaurants to make sure that they're properly sanitized and that we have a deployment system, if you will, where we're restocking the stores and the restaurants with new reuse containers.
It's a really fascinating idea. Is there an extra cost to the grocery stores, and then can we expect to see that as consumers come back to us?
No, quite the opposite, actually. So you can imagine every grocery store actually has to purchase single-use containers. So there's a cost for them to use a container that they don't see again when it leaves the store. In addition to that, there are many regulatory laws now in Canada where they actually have to pay for the recycling of that container. So we're hoping that those two costs combined actually are more expensive for the store than our reuse container. So in fact, they could save money. So there'll be no costs that'll be downloaded onto the consumer as a result of this program. And in fact, we hope it's cheaper for the grocery stores and the restaurants who utilize it.
Environment and Climate Change Canada reported that we produce around 3 million tons of plastic waste every year. 9% of that, only 9% of that is recycled. There's a lot of reasons behind that. How significant of a difference could you expect a program like this one to make?
Yeah, I mean, this is part of what we want to measure in the pilot during the pilot phase, which will last about 12 months. So this time next year, we'll know the full suite of data sets in terms of uptake by the consumer, and really it's a starting point. We're now growing the program.
Yeah.
We know that of the 91% that is landfilled, unfortunately, a very large part of that, over 35%, is actually attributed to packaging. So this is our first attempt at reducing the packaging portion, which is the most significant of that which is landfilled. So that's why we focused on it.
All right, Joanne, great to have you here this morning. Thanks for bringing in some tactile examples of us so we know what we're looking at. And interesting for the people of Ottawa. We'll wait and see what happens.
Thanks so much.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.